Hi everyone, I am the Sarcastic Sloth, and welcome to my channel. So as promised before in my Happy Slothmas video, I'm just doing a little wrap up of the year, what are my thoughts on it, because it's my first year on YouTube, started in April, and to have a little discussion at the very end about what to expect in 2021. So without further ado, let's crack on. So my first video was the 19th of April 2020, and it was my video on Marvel superheroes, the New Warriors. Have Marvel Lost Their Touch was the name of the video. So I hadn't edited anything whatsoever since I was in it must have been my early 20s. So I was a little bit nervous with that particular video. I thought it was a good subject to start on because it was a ridiculous concept, like, you know, Safe Space and Snowflake and all of these kinds of superheroes that they were looking to introduce, which was just basically pandering, what they thought would be pandering to a new market that didn't even want those kinds of superheroes to begin with. When I look back on that video now, it's a bit cringy because, you know, I think I was maybe trying a bit hard, but at the same time I was a bit nervous as well. I was very conscious of the fact that at no point was I gonna do like my first video and it was gonna go viral and, and it would go crazy and everyone would be like, this is the best video of all time. I was very conscious of that. I knew it was just going to be starting with your training wheels on, so to speak. But at that point in time and with my first few videos, I think you can tell that I didn't really know exactly where I was going to go. I knew ultimately it was going to be commentary. I didn't know what aspect at that point. So I picked like little things, like small subjects. I also tried as well doing a Reddit readout, but with my own opinions thrown in, the neckbeard video that I did. But again, I got the feeling whilst I was doing it, I was like, this doesn't quite feel right for me. That's not to say that I wouldn't do that in the future, but I feel like that is best left as, you know, to the likes of Q-Star and those kinds of guys. It's fun every now and again, but it's not something that I would do constantly. And I think for me, when I first started doing like commentary video, I was going to do it on 8 passengers. I had an 8 passengers video. It's still privated at the moment, but of course I put mine out, you know, like the night before, whatever. Like Ready to Glare had put hers out, and Sloan as well had put theirs out, and they'd both received cease and desists from, you know, the mum from 8 passengers. I can't remember her name, who cares. I thought, well, if they're getting that, then I might as well, because at that point I had like less than 20 subscribers. I was still at that point where, you know, you put a video out and you get excited when you're like, oh my god, it's got 20 views. You know, not looking at any of the analytics or anything of that nature, but you're just like stoked that like, oh my god, people are actually watching this out of the clear blue sky seemingly. So that was cool when you start. That's like quite exciting, but I was so annoyed that I had to take that one down because it was like a 20-minute video. I did all of this editing to make sure that the kids' faces weren't involved in it either, because they might be cool putting it out there, but I'm not going to do that, especially when they're doing like weird torture, you know, taking beds and all of that kind of stuff away from their kids. You know, it's like it breaks your heart. You know, that wound me up, and then that sort of kicked me onto doing my first Sloth Rant video, which I guess you could say was my first commentary video. It's sort of like what I do now, if you know what I mean. Whatever I do now is talking nonsense. And that sort of like kick-started the Sloth Rant videos that would come out every now and again. I find it hard to rant about things these days because I think maybe 2020 has just made me so even and mellow to everything, because so much madness and craziness has happened and occurred this year that it's kind of hard to rile me up in any significant way. I don't know if I'm alone on this. Tell me if you're the same in the comments. There's no point in thinking that you've seen it all anymore, because it's like every time you think, no, the way that's not how the world works, and you go, oh no, it is. Oh no, there isn't that kind of like crazy mentality where people don't want to help each other out in the face of a pandemic. Oh no, there is. It's just, you know, you get to a point where you're like, I've seen so much madness now, it's hard to be quite so angry, so I'm just keeping it there. So I haven't had any Sloth Rant videos like that, and the Creepshow art video, which was my first one to do really well, actually, in comparison to, you know, my size. I think at this point in time it's like in the 2,500s or whatever in terms of views, but it's quite mad with that one. So up until then I was still getting about 20 odd views per video, like 20, 30, 40 maybe, like at a push. Did that video, I didn't do any notes, I never script, obviously. Of course I don't script. So that's evident to see. I just got up, I found out about that her channel being demonetized, and I was like, right, not having that. And I just did that video, and I just basically kicked off in the video, because it wasn't the first thing that I'd heard of in that period of time that YouTube had fluffed up at that point. It was quite mad, because that was also the first time that like a big YouTuber like followed me on Twitter as well, because what happened was I put that video out, didn't expect anything at all. I didn't even look at it again, actually, and I saw that she was having this back and forth with YouTube. I just put a comment, and I was just like, yeah, what the hell is actually going on here? And then she was like, oh my god, I loved your videos. Actually, like, it spanned me out so much I had to like get up and I like sort of walk it off a bit. I was like, what? You've seen that video? That's insane. And then it continued to do really well, and it was like going up and up and up in terms of views, like by the hundreds, and then like creeping up towards the thousands. And I was like, this is insane, man, I can't believe this. And then in a typically British way, I started feeling bad, because the thing was, I like her channel, I like her videos. So for me, my first video to do well, which is talking about her, I don't know, I felt in a weird way, I was like, oh, is that a bit like shitty of me to like, I'm like, my video succeeding off the back of what was a very stressful time for her. So then, funny story, I messaged her and I was like, listen, I feel bad about this. Now I'm thinking about it, it's so stupid, but like at the time I was just like, I don't know, there's a lot of things going on in my head, just because, like I said, I hadn't had a video that was doing well like that. And again, in typical British fashion, I was just like, oh, something must be wrong. You know, I was like, I feel guilty and all of this kind of thing. Sorry about that. I think I might have may have said like, I'll take the video down. I can't remember, to be fair. She's like, what are you talking about? Like, no, it's completely fine. Like, you know, don't worry about it, which is pretty cool. But here's another funny thing, mind, is I don't really talk to other creators too much behind the scenes, because I didn't want to come across as someone who was like, I was very conscious, still am to a degree, where I was like, I don't want to seem like I'm just like creeping for views or, you know, things like that. But, you know, I have had people who've helped me along the way, and what I find crazy is when people whose videos that I watched and I looked up to, they start liking your stuff. You know, it spins you out when that happens. I think as well, when I got a bit starstruck as well, was when Kerry the housewife, she added, no, Kerry the nosy housefrau. Not Kerry the housewife, what? That is bad, man. Kerry the nosy housefrau. Like, Kerry the housewife is sort of like the bargain bin version. Kerry the housewife, petulant Paige, daytime Dustin. No, I'm joking, obviously. And Kerry, don't set your raccoons on me, please. I would very much love it if you did not do that. Kerry the nosy housefrau added me. That was a bit of a trippy version, a trippy moment for me too. So again, I love her videos. I think she's awesome. I really wish she would do some more. Yeah, it's been a bit of a crazy one, really. Like I said, I've had a lot of really cool things happen in terms of the videos, but I think the thing that I like the most, I know people hate Twitter, I don't know why, I actually personally love it. The other thing is I haven't got involved in any drama as of yet, and that's quite a hard thing to do, considering that I'm in the drama community. I've met so many people who are like just nice and supportive people, viewers as well as other channels, that this is actually the thing that has kept me sane throughout the course of this year. As much as it's interesting that I've found a home for my channel within like the drama community, and I enjoy it. I enjoy like the drama aspect of things, of YouTube, because how can you not? At the end of the day, like I said, I've said it before, like everyone loves drama. There's just different forms of drama that you enjoy. It could be like you're into sports and there's the drama of will they score a goal, or could be the drama of like, he said what? Oh my god, and then she said that behind his back. Jesus Christ, you know. It's that. It's just all depends on what you're into. The way I look at YouTube and other people in the community, I sort of look at it like we're all like working in an office. Are these people who I would like enjoy being around if I worked in an office in real life with them? And yeah, if I speak to you, or if I, you know, we're mutuals or whatever the terminology is, I'm still getting used to it. Then yeah, I think that we would be cool in real life, and I would love to meet so many of the people that I've met online. I'd love to meet them in real life. That would be fantastic. Hopefully when this plague has lifted from the earth, maybe that could happen. Who knows? For now, I'm more than content to keep my channel on the course that it is, around the people that I'm hanging out with now online. And yeah, and doing the things that I'm doing, I am enjoying it. That being said though, I would very much like to hear what maybe you guys want to hear from me in the new year, because I did stream a few times. I didn't know if people were really into it that much, so let me know if you'd like to see me stream more. I would happily do like a stream a week, because the other thing you got to realize is, because everyone that watches my stuff, most of the people are predominantly American or Canadian or just that part of the world. I've got to stay up until at least 1 or 2 to do it. I was thinking maybe a podcast at some point, but I don't know. I feel like I'd have to do that with someone else. So if anyone's got any ideas, I would love to do a podcast where we were like talking about stuff, and you know, you're bouncing off another person as well. That's what's so good about podcasts as well. Yeah, so if you guys want to see me maybe do that, I was thinking as well, when I get to 1,000 subscribers, that's when I'd consider things like maybe a Patreon or whatever. I feel like at the moment maybe I'm too small, and it might be a jip if I do. I don't know why, I just have that in my head. Like I say, if you got any suggestions for the channel, maybe that you want to see, and pop it in the comments below. If you leave a like, I'll very much appreciate it. Otherwise, I hope you have a fantastic new year, and as always, stay safe out there.